Alright, so we're here today. We're going to be doing a debrief in Tacview over a BFM fight I did in me and the 16 against this MiG-29. So this is Tacview just basically recorded all the flight data and then put it in this kind of simple program so I can look at it and analyze it. So I don't have the actual DCS footage that I flew in, but I will record this Tacview and we'll go through the Tacview. So we're going to go and start it, get normal speed. So here we go. Immediately Mach-wise, which is energy, because for some reason it won't show me his indicated airspeed, but it'll show my indicated airspeed. So if we just look at the Mach, we're about the same. And so as we accelerate, for some reason, he just doesn't accelerate or doesn't like the burners. So we're going here, and I see him, and I realize my nose is pointed up. At this moment, I realize he's diving down. So what I want to do is I want to nose over just before we merge to get that suck that last bit of energy out using my altitude to suck that last bit. And so I do that, and we really unload the aircraft right here. Yeah, I mean, and then we get pretty close. Let me see if I can, yep. So I think that was like 40 feet. Let's go back. Okay. So we're gonna go and put it on a half speed now. Yeah, it's like 40 feet. Alright, so here we go. So we are both going vertical. So we're going vertical. We're around, I mean, I'm pretty sure at the merge. And in fact, I hit Mach there for like a split second. So I'm pretty fast at the merge, but I knew my game plan was I was going to go vertical anyway, because that's what I expected the MiG-29 to do. So I needed all the energy I could get, especially since I just bleed it off anyway in the vertical. So we're going up here, pulling 7. I mean, it's a pretty big G difference right here. And the issue is that he's sitting here for way too long, doesn't have enough energy as I'm coming around. And what actually happens is he stalls out. So if we look at his view, we go to the cockpit so we can see his AOA. Yeah, so negative, so he stalled. So he stalled out and I'm still coming around. But at this point, I don't know he stalled because I'm too far away to see any vapes or any indication that he did stall. I assumed, because it's pretty hard to tell the merge his speed, so I assumed we're about the same speed and we're going head on. So right here, I probably, yeah, I might have gotten a shot up, but that would have been pretty lucky. Um, yeah, because number one, I don't know how fast he's coming at me, and number two, the only reason I knew he was coming at me is because when I was looking at him, he didn't move, and if he's not moving on when I'm looking at him, it means he's coming towards me. So we're just coming over here, and we'll merge again. And so this entire time I'm trying to get energy because the one thing I don't want to do against MiG-29 is get a one circle fight. Because if I get in a one circle fight, the MiG-29 will just eat me for dinner. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to let him pass just after me and see which direction he turns. And so since he's already rolled this direction, and whichever way he rolls coming into the merge, I'm going to roll the opposite to try and force a two circle rate fight, which is where I want to be in the Viper, even though I'm about 150 below my max rate speed. But that will come along as I just unload because I have a way better injury state than him anyway. So as we continue, so we're going again for the merge. This time, the second merge. All right, so I see him roll to the left, so I'm immediately going to roll to the left also and force a two circle. But as I'm forcing the two circle, I'm also putting my nose down here to gain energy because the only place you want to really do two circle or the end goal in a two circle should be on the deck. Like if I'm in the Viper, I want to be on the deck doing a two circle because he won't have any way to gain back any energy he loses, while I can just easily rate around him if I'm at if I'm at the speed I'm supposed to. So we're coming down and I see him put his nose down. So what he's trying to do If I can zoom out. So usually a two circle, right, is he goes here and I go here. It's kind of like a figure eight. And what he's trying to do is he's basically doing almost a low yo-yo, right? So from a top-down view, he's basically cutting his turn in half. Or he's basically cutting his turn. So what he's going to try to do is, I forget the exact term for this. I know there's a term. What he's going to come around and all he has to do is cut the circle and come around, and what he's trying to do is get angles, right? And the easiest way to defend against that is to do the exact same thing. So immediately, as soon as he goes nose down, and we're basically almost in one circle vertically, so we're doing loops. So it's basically where it looks like it's where it's headed right now. So I do that, and I match him the best I can. And I see him, and that's just a bug. He didn't actually roll like that. But here he comes. So we're coming around for the third merge. And so I want to try to not get in this one circle fight, because he has a radius and I have the rate. Even though the Hornet, or not the Hornet, excuse me, the Viper can turn pretty well. It can do a turn and then it's done. The MiG-29 can do multiple, and F-18 is a low-speed fighter, so it'll just keep doing turns until it eventually hits the ground. So here we go. So I see him roll that way, so that's looking good for me. So we're going to be in a two circle. So here we go. We're in a two circle. I'm a little bit under max rate speed. I'm going to put the nose down and try and gain that anyway. So we're in a two circle here, and if we pause it, you can see that two circle. 1, 2. So we're in a two circle. And he's going to do the exact same thing that he did last time. He's going to put his nose down and try to get angles. So that's what I'm going to do too, right? And so I'm pretty close on my max rate speed. I'm doing pretty well rate-wise. So if we were to stay in this, I would totally eat him. But we don't, because he's smart. And he knows he can't win that fight. So what he does is he drops a nose and cuts, basically like you would do in the Hornet. The Hornet, all you're going to do is get nose authority, right? So all he's trying to do is get nose authority on me to get angles. So as we come around, I can still hold my turn and hold my energy. So I don't necessarily have to, because I kind of have the same trajectory, right? Radius, rate, okay? So we're coming around, we're a little bit distant, still pretty even. So we come around, and this time still still trying to force a two circle. So here we go for the two circle, and he's going to go up. And so what I should have done right here is immediately flip over and go up, but I think this is the moment I kind of have a point of confusion because I'm looking up at him and I'm not looking straight at the horizon. So I kind of get a little bit confused on which way to roll, but I think hopefully I should eventually figure it out. And so then we get into here and we just get still and get into a two circle, right? So instead of flipping over and going vertical with him, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do the same thing he's doing, but I'm going to do the opposite. So he's going to go up and come down, and I'm going to go down and come up. And I mean, look at the energy. And that's another reason I don't want to go vertical, is because look at all the energy he bled. And so he's coming down. He's getting nose authority again. Big wings, big stabilizers. So here we go. So we're coming around. And it's pretty even. I almost have the advantage here. So we merge again. Still doing two circle. Still forcing two circle. And for some reason here I decided to dip my nose, and I realized he's just going vertical, right? So he's just going to keep doing loops, and he's going to keep coming back. So basically we're just in a two circle. We're still in a two circle fight, realistically. Top down view, we're still in a two circle fight. So we're coming around, and I realize he's going to be able to get on my 6. I'm going to have to go vertical with him and play his fight for a little bit, or else he can just drop down and get on my 6. So I'm going to have to play this fight. So again, good nose authority, merge again, and still basically in a two circle, right? My nose is pointing towards his tail, and his nose is pointing towards my tail. But unfortunately for him, I am starting to come around on a 6, and I did bleed off a lot of energy. See, if we look right there, there's one ways I don't like going vertical, right? Look at that, 400, 400, 400, and then by the time I get out of it, I'm in the 200s. It's not the best, but that's just kind of compared to him, we're about the same now. So that's the thing I don't like, right? Is now it's a fair fight, and that's what we don't want. Is we don't want a fair fight. So I'm coming around, so I have the advantage here, right? I'm on a 6 now. It's pretty evident that I'm on the offensive now, and he's defensive. So now right here I'm gonna try to get some nose authority. Right here I'm gonna try to get a shot off, right? So gonna get a shot off right there. And how that misses, I will never know. Wow. Okay, so that could have been an easy chance to take him out, but I missed it, so we're still in the vertical fight. Missed that one again. These are all really close, right? So then we're coming around. I'm outside the circle, so realistically, I want to be outside his circle because then I can keep my energy up, right? I'll let him turn all he wants, and then eventually his lost energy will catch up to him. And eventually, as we're coming down or as we're going up, he'll just stall out, but I'll have the energy to keep going and the nose authority to put the thing on the thing and squeeze the thing, right? So I'm coming around again, and here we go. So instead of going back up again, he decided to turn. So that kind of makes it tricky. Because if he had just kept going vertical, that would have been really easy. So now we're just going to merge like this, right? So he's going horizontal and I'm vertical. Much better energy state. So he's going to go vertical again, right? So I think I do believe here I do get outside his circle just to keep my energy up, right? I don't need to be pulling a lot, even though I am pulling a lot and bleeding off a lot, but that's so he doesn't have the nose authority to come back down here. So right here, maybe could have got him there. I probably could have got him there. I think there might have been something. Yep, I'm right at this point, actually. This point, I wasn't paying attention, and I was waiting for the radar to lock him up so I could put the pipper on him. But unfortunately, it didn't. So had I actually been prepared, I could have just put the funnel on him, which is what I should have done. Right here, I mean, if I had radar, look at that. Doesn't look any better than that. So unfortunately, I didn't. But next time I'll use the funnel and be ready for that. So here you go, coming around again. Still pulling. So around the same. We're both reaching about 0.35 at the top of the circle, right? So I'm still trying to stay somewhat outside and get my energy up. That's all I'm trying to do here is energy, energy, energy. As soon as I keep myself in low energy, he will easily get on my 6 and eat me. So that's all I'm going to do here. So I'm not going to pull too hard coming down. This is where I'm really going to need to gain my energy. And so we're going to keep coming up here. Play this because it's kind of, we keep doing loops. So we're going to keep going up here. Basically the same thing, right? It's gonna be the long term of who manages their energy the best, which thankfully for the Viper, that's what it was designed to do. So still inside a circle right here, but that's because at this moment in time, I think I can stay outside a circle and still gain energy and still be able to keep on him. So I'm on 6, so I can afford to be inside a circle, and at some moments I can come outside if I need the energy. Right there, high alpha. Um, he's coming down really hard. Here we go. So let's slow it down. Right here, so I realize at the bottom is where I'm closest, right? So all I'm going to try to do is set up for this bottom shot, right? Because if we can look, my trail and his trail, look at that. Won't nose authority, right? So I'm either going to get him here, or I'm going to get him here. Here, maybe not so much. That's going to be a pretty difficult shot. Here, and how low, and this is the prime area is going to be here when he stalls, or here after he stalls. Another gunshot, pretty close. Still coming around, normal speed now. So outside of circle here, still trying to gain back energy. I've decided to play the energy fight more than I want to play the radius fight. And unfortunately, it did cost me a whole ton of airspeed. But thankfully, the Viper is still pretty forgiving. So right here, we're still coming around, try to get a shot off, and that misses. Man, these shots are just unfortunate. Wow. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. All right, so still going around, still in these loops. So we're still doing these loops, right? So still coming around, play at normal speed now. Still doing these loops. Still, this is the long game energy fight. And still maintaining energy, still coming around the top. Still pretty relatively low compared to him, but I'm still staying on a 6, so I'm not sacrificing too much here. If he started to win this vertical fight, then I would go back to playing the energy and try to force it into my fight. Because right now this is really his fight, this vertical stuff, because it's a lot of radius. Um, so really, this is really his fight. But at the moment, I can still fight the fight. I can still fight his fight. But if I did get into a situation where he was winning his fight, then I would try and force him into my fight, which would be a 2-circle rate fight on the deck, which is the most preferable option. We're still going around. Fast forward a little bit, so we're still kind of doing these loops, right? Still maintaining energy, still coming on him. And right here, he's turning, so where I'm still trying to keep my fuselage aligned with his fuselage, right? So we're still coming around. So we're still, and he's kind of, instead of going straight vertical, he's doing kind of diagonally, as far as top-down view. So I'm still trying to keep my fuselage and his fuselage, really gaining the energy here, really starting to get the energy back, way better than he's doing at the bottom here. So then still going up. Now we're going back through. So right here, he's just trying to make it difficult to get a solution. So slow it down here. So again, like we said, right here is going to be the prime. This is going to be the zone where I want to shoot, where he's coming back down, right? So that's where I want to be. So missing with a pretty big spray, and this is just being unfamiliar with the 16 gun sight. I'm still used to the 18 gun sight where it literally tells you shoot whenever you have it correct, as opposed to this still has a funnel and it's a little bit different. So still coming around, still coming up, and he's gonna stall it here, right? So he's gonna stall out. See if we can get it. Look at it, his cockpit into his AOA is. Yep, stalled out. Negative AOA. All right. So this should be relatively easy to get a shot. So missed there, and I hit him. I hit him there. So then missed him there again, and then missed him there again, and then nailed him at the end of the circle. So that's that. I think at the end of this I had like 1,900 pounds of fuel, so pretty low, but tanker would probably have to come to me. But victory's victory, and usually it'd be 2v2, 4v4 with sidewinders to make it a little bit easier. And by that time and all that loops and 2 circles, you'd have your wingman come in and zap him. So I'd say pretty good fight overall. I'm slowly getting better in the Viper. I'm starting to like the Viper more than the Hornet. Um, Hornet's still the easiest aircraft to learn to fight in, because you just pull as hard as you can and put in rudder one direction. It's pretty easy. This is a little more chess game, kind of playing in the long run. So yeah, thanks for watching.